Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahweh, for allowing his word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Family of Breonna Taylor Receive a $12 million apology from Louisville Police Department, man. Yeah, let me say it again, man. Family of Breonna Taylor receives a $12 million apology from Louisville PD. When it comes to Breonna Taylor, when you hear her name, let's just say it this way. Every time you hear, what is it, George Floyd? Every time you hear the late George Floyd name, you should hear is linked with Breonna Taylor. For those who might not know, she was murdered, man, 6 months ago. She was fatally shot 6 months ago. I want to say March 13th of 2020 this year. Okay. She was shot 5 times by 3 officers, and she died on the scene. And this has been one of the biggest injustices when it comes to police brutality. I think this was even worse than George Floyd's situation. And, this has been going on ever since March. And the family, want justice. And they haven't gotten it, all the way up until now. They just, how can I put this, man? I'm a little touched about this story. But let's just say this. This was a real major tragedy, man. And what you see on the screen in the white shirt is Breonna Taylor's mother. And, I'm blessed to have both of my daughters. And, I have a daughter that's 26 years old, that just turned 26 years old August of this year. So this is very, very touching to me. And I have a soon-to-be 19-year-old daughter. And I would be devastated, if I lost either one of them. Even more devastated if it was by the hands of a police officer when she was a non-threat. Well, what has happened since March, the Louisville Police Department decides to apologize by way of giving the family a $12 million check. Okay, a $12 million settlement, which is the largest settlement ever paid by Louisville police, man. And along with the $12 million apology that Louisville Police Department has offered the family of Breonna Taylor, the Louisville, state of Louisville or city of Louisville is also seeking to improve the reform of police and their policies. And, it's just, it's a sad situation. Because at the end of the day, man, the $12 million settlement is really just a fancy way of apologizing with no remorse, is the way I see it. Again, she was shot 5 times by 3 officers, and she died on the scene. And of the 3 officers that was involved, one of the officers was fired. And the other 2 officers are on what they call administrative reassignment. Okay. And the key to this whole situation is, to my knowledge, none of these three officers that was involved in the murder of Breonna Taylor have been criminally charged as of yet. So when you look at the fact that they offer a $12 million settlement as a way of an apology, it almost looks like, hey, we're going to give you $12 million to move past this. And eventually these officers, none of them will be charged for this. You know, E-Slice ain't going to give you a $12 million check and then turn around and still prosecute and charge the three officers involved. The trade-off is, hey, we're going to apologize by way of giving you a $12 million check, and hopefully this will go away. But the family want these men criminally charged and prosecuted. Why? Because at the time of Breonna Taylor's murder, it was an illegal search warrant being issued for her boyfriend, I believe. And he didn't know it was them, so he's fired a warning shot. And Kenneth Walker, he fired a warning shot, and in return, these three officers shot Breonna Taylor 5 times, and she died on the scene. And it was deemed, as far as the family concerned, excessive force and gross negligence. It was a gross negligent search that was involved with this. If they did the proper search, then it would never escalated to where it is today. But when it comes to a settlement, it's an agreement intended to resolve a dispute or a conflict. Okay. And this would be what we call a monetary settlement, aka a $12 million apology. Okay, aka a resolution to the conflict right now. You see. But like I say, man, the biggest thing about this situation is it's injustice. It's one of the biggest examples of injustice, especially when it comes to people of color, man. And what is injustice, man? An absence of justice. Okay, it's the violation of rights of another, and it's simply unfairness, man. And that's what we got going on with the Breonna Taylor situation. Yeah, they offered $12 million as a way of apologizing, but really, they really saying, shut up, take this $12 million and act like nothing happened, is the way I perceive this. In Leviticus 19, verse 15, and it reads, "Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor," man. Check that out, man. That's cold-blooded, yo. Now, when you analyze Leviticus 19 and 15, when you analyze that, it says, "Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment." Well, the Louisville Police Department is 100% guilty of doing unrighteousness in judgment, because these men have not been criminally charged, I don't believe. Okay? It says, "Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty." And the mighty of this case would be the police department. You see? And there's a respect of persons there, because once again, I do not believe these officers have been criminally charged for this. You see? It says, "But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor," man. I mean, bro, it's a sad situation, but like I said, You know, it's one of the oldest tricks in the book. And what's that oldest trick? Hush money. And it's exactly what they offered the Breonna Taylor family. Hush money, a.k.a. a $12 million apology, man. You know, it can be 100 million, it can be 200 million, it can be 300 million. It ain't gonna never bring Breonna Taylor back. No money in the world could do that. If nothing else, man, these men should be charged and prosecuted, man. That's way more worth than 12 million. But see, that's not on the table, man, which leads me to believe that $12 million apology, aka a settlement, is hush hush money. Make it go away. You dig? In Job 6:29, and it reads, "Return, I pray you, let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again, my righteousness is in it," man. You see that? And I'm going to paraphrase, man. In other words, just saying, let no injustice be done. And it's extreme injustice, man, taking place right now. George Floyd, especially Breonna Taylor. You know, it's just unbelievable how this has went on 6+ months, and this is what you come up with. You come up with, oh, we'll give you $12 million. That's not going to stop nothing, man. But anyway, we're going to get ready to close it out in Isaiah 59, verses 14 and 15. It says, "And judgment, okay, or justice is turned away backward, and the justice or righteousness standeth afar off, for truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter." Verse 15, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment," man. So the fact that this injustice is going on, dude, this is just unreal, man. Justice is nowhere to be found. Okay, the truth have either been concealed, or the truth have been made to be invisible. Okay, righteousness and honesty have been shoved aside, and the truth have gone, and in the end result of all that, no justice, man. And that's where we at right now, man. Even though y'all offered a $12 million apology to Breonna Taylor's family, they want the proper closure. And that proper closure is these 3 men that's responsible for her murder be charged and prosecuted, man. That's cold-blooded, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, is edified by this word. We give all praises to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushai, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, man, you brothers out there that have daughters, and your daughters is an adult age, and someone murder her, especially by hands of the police, man, I don't even want to imagine what that's like, man. Like I said, I wouldn't wish what happened on Breonna Taylor. I wouldn't wish that on the enemy, man. Already, man. Shalom.